Okay, I think everyone is ready for our press conference now. Okay, welcome to our post-match press conference of the AFC Champions League Group G Match Day 3 in BG Pathum United and United City FC. We are here with Mr. Jason Witt. So, Coach, looked like a good first half, but so can you share what happened in final result?
Yeah, I think the result flattered them a little bit. I'll be honest with you. I think the biggest difference was, they taking their chances, and we're not taking our chances. I think if I'm looking at this game, so I think the scoreline flattered them a little bit.
Okay, now we pass the floor for the media. Please, can Eleanor? Okay.
I don't think it was a 5-0 match. For 75 minutes, you were well in the match. Does that make it all the more frustrating that you collapsed with 4 goals in 12 minutes at the end there?
Yeah, I think you can see from the reaction of the players, it was quite disheartening for them. I've said to them, all the way through, we'll play our style of play, and we'll keep doing that for the 90 minutes. I'd rather lose 5-0 playing, the way we should be playing, rather than just putting bodies behind the ball and just looking for a 1-0 defeat or a 2-0 defeat. So I'm pleased on that side. Even you look at the last 5 minutes, we're still getting chances to score goals. But as I said, I think the biggest gulfing difference was, they're taking their chances and we're not taking our chances.
You said that being here at this level of competition, you hope to learn something going forward for the club and probably for Filipino football as well. Is part of it sort of learning to, in a situation like that where you've played well, they've scored to make it 2-0 from a mistake, to not let it get worse, not tactically, but just in terms of keeping your head and keeping sort of at the same level you were and sort of not letting it happen where you lose control like you did tonight? Is that also something you can learn in this competition?
Yeah, I mean, you've got to look at what, when we've conceded goals, is fatigue starting to set in? Yes, it is. BG will play that tempo week in, week out. We're not doing that. We don't play in that high sort of tempo game. So it's a big step up for us, really. And fatigue-wise is going to kick in, because if you're playing at that sort of high level and they're not used to that, it's difficult for them. So it's and as I said, I haven't really got the squad in depth to do that rotation. You can see that they're bringing players on who are playing in their first team. We're bringing players on who are not necessarily playing in our first team. So it's we've brought a centre half on, and as I said, his last game was a year ago. And they're putting players on who played 2 or 3 weeks ago. So there's a big gulf of difference there. But as I said, I think the result flattered them a little bit.
If you look at the stats of your first 2 matches compared to this, and you've been watching the match, you've created plenty more chances tonight than you did in the first 2 combined, really. Yeah. And could have created more as well if the final ball had been better a few times. Why do you think you were able to be more effective in going forward this time compared to the previous matches?
I think we looked at, the pressing, really. I think you put people under pressure, it doesn't matter how good they are, you put them under pressure, you've got a chance of winning the ball back, and we've done that from the start. So that was our game plan, was go and press from the front, really. Don't let them come to us, and we've done that early on, and we've done it throughout the game, to be fair. So I wasn't, I was quite pleased with that side of thing. But when you win that ball back in the attacking third, and you're pressing and you're winning the ball, there's got to be an end result to it, and the end result wasn't quite there today. I talk about an end result of getting a cross in or getting a shot on target. That wasn't quite there today. We got crosses in, which I was pleased with. We pressed, we won, but there was no clinical. There's nothing clinical about us, really. When we need to punish people when we get in those positions, and if we took our chances, then it might have been a different story, really.
Just one more quick one regarding your goalkeeper situation. So the first match you have Anthony Pinter, second match is Matthew Silva, and then Anthony again tonight. And Anthony not on the bench for the second match, and Silva not on the bench. But what's the situation? What's the sort of logic that you're going with there with the goalkeepers?
I think we're in a lucky position. We've got 2 decent goalkeepers, really, and there's not a lot between them, and I think he's given them that opportunity to play. I think we looked at it last year, and Pinter's played all the games last year, but he didn't really have anything challenging him from behind, and learning from it, something in training. Now he's got that sort of challenge. So, we're quite fortunate. We've got two decent keepers. Obviously, it's that foreign situation of one's got to sit out. Obviously, today, if he's not playing, then he's not even on the bench. He's actually in the stand. So I've got to monitor that. But like I said, with the rotation, give me a little bit of leeway with foreign players of resting one and maybe putting Matt in. So we just assess that game by game, really.
Any more question?
With a short space of time from here to your next game, which element of the team do you want to work on first? The morale or the tactic side?
The morale's important, because it's back-to-back games and they've got to get over the result quickly. Sometimes, usually, you've got a week in between games. Obviously we haven't got that. Players are going to be disappointed tonight. They'll be disappointed tomorrow morning, but then you've got to start picking up the tempo. And I'm saying to them, we have to move on quickly, we have to learn quickly, and we have to be ready for the next game. So some of them have got experience of doing that last year, some of them haven't. But the morale of the team's been really good, actually. And that's not in a negative way of they're okay with losing games. They're clearly disappointed, but they're moving on quite quickly, and I'm sure they'll be ready for the next game. It's just that obviously we've got to look at the situation with fatigue and injuries. That's something that we've it's just a bit concerning from my point of view.
You say the results kind of flattered BG, and I think we could all agree that your team played a strong first half. From an opponent point of view, what do you think BG did well or not so well in the first half?
I think second half the game opened up. It was a little bit end to end. And the difference was when they went down our end, they ended up putting the ball in the back of net. When we went down their end, we wasn't really clinical enough. We're getting in one-on-one situations. They look very threatening. They've got quality all over the pitch, really. There's not a lot of weak areas for them. I thought the right back was struggling the first half. They brought him off second half with another decent player. So it's not as if they're they're a weak team. There's some good players there, and as I said, they're playing a high level. Week in, week out. We're not doing that. So we need to hopefully improve on that.
All right. I think that's all for Coach. Thank you for coming.
Okay, thank you.
See you in coming day.
See you in a few days.
Okay, hello again. Here we go with Mr. Makoto Tekuramori, head coach of BGPU. First, congratulations on your big win tonight. Can you share something on this, please?
まず今日の勝利おめでとうございます。今日の試合の感想を聞かせてください。
まあ、終わってみればね、5点取れて勝利できたっていうのはものすごく大きい勝利だなと本当に思いますけど、立ち上がり前半、勝ててないユナイテッドに対して自分たちの方がうまいことをしなければいけないと思いすぎて、機能性が欠けたゲームをしてしまったなっていうところは反省材料にしなければいけないと思います。
ครับก็ก่อนอื่นนะครับเราจบด้วยชัยชนะที่สกอร์ค่อนข้างขาดลอยมันก็เป็นเรื่องที่น่ายินดีแต่ก็อย่างที่เห็นกันนะครับว่ารูปเกมของเราครับไม่ว่าจะเป็นการตั้งแต่เริ่มต้นเกมมาจนถึงก่อนที่จะได้ประตูที่2ถัดมาครับว่าเหมือนนักเตะเราคิดว่าเราเจอกับคู่แข่งที่เขาแพ้มาตลอดอย่างเงี้ยเราจะต้องทำให้ดีขึ้นพยายามทำให้ดีขึ้นจนฝืนการเล่นของตัวเองไปหลายจังหวะและทำให้มันไม่ค่อยทำงานกันเป็นระบบเท่าไหร่ครับ
So first of all, for sure, the 5-0 victory was very overwhelming for us. But we started the game not so well because we kind of put pressure on ourselves because we think we kind of underestimated them and we put pressure on ourselves.
So, the next question for the media, please.
The coach of United City said that he thought the 5-0 scoreline flattered BG Pathum and it felt more like a closer game than 5-0. Do you agree that the game was closer than the score suggests, and do you have any concerns that, especially during the first 60 minutes, United City were giving you quite a game, and they're the bottom team in the group?
でも先ほどユナイテッドシティの監督の会見の方ではやっぱり今の結果に対しての内容の方がやっぱりちょっと比例してないところもあってでやっぱりユナイテッドの方でも多くのチャンスを作れるところもあったんですけどもどうでしょうかちょっと各場面の内容についてどういうふうに感じましたでしょうか。
ユナイテッドの監督と同様に僕も感じました。トータルで見たときにスコアに比例しない内容だったなというふうにも思えるし、前半やっぱ2点目取るまでの出来を見たら本当に一進一退のゲームをねさせられたなというふうに感じてます。
ครับก็เห็นด้วยกับทางโค้ชของทาง United City นะครับว่าพวกเราก็ทำไม่ได้ดีเท่าไหร่ด้วยแล้วก็ผลการแข่งขันกับรูปเกมมันไม่ได้สอดคล้องกันด้วยครับซึ่งตรงนี้เองเราก็จะต้องเหมือนกับมาทบทวนตัวเองอีกครั้งว่ามันเกิดอะไรขึ้นกับที่ทำไมเราเล่นไม่ได้เป็นธรรมชาติขึ้น
So the coach agreed with the head coach of United City. We could have played better. We didn't play it as well as we would expect it. That's because we put pressure ourselves, like what the coach has said before.
でユナイテッドと2連戦っていうね形になった時にまずその1試合目のプランが今日のスタートだったけれどももちろんこの1試合目のプランを考えた時に2試合目のプランも考えた上での1試合目だったんですけど、2試合目のプランをね少し考え直さなければいけない状況をねユナイテッドに作られてしまったなと思います。
ครับก็จากการที่เราจะต้องเจอกับทาง United City 2 นัดติดต่อกันนะครับตอนแรกเราก็วางแผนไว้สำหรับทั้ง2 นัดแล้วแต่เมื่อเกิดเหตุการณ์อย่างนี้แล้วเขาก็ทำให้เราลำบากได้ขนาดนี้ฉะนั้นเราต้องกลับไปทบทวนตัวเองอีกครั้งหนึ่งว่าเราจะเตรียมรับมือกับพวกเขาในนัดหน้าอย่างไรครับ
So we were initially set out for some tactics for the two back-to-back games that we have to play United City. And from the first game, even though the score is 5-0, but they really put us in a tough position at times. So we would have to revise our plans for the next game.
We are halfway through the group stage, so now you've seen every team in this group once. Do you think the current level of performance will be enough to win this group? And if not, what do you think you still need to improve going into these final 3 matches in the next week?
今の現時点でこのグループステージの前半が終えましてで、今現在リードしていますけれどもどうでしょうか全体としてチームが、ちゃんとグループステージを突破でき6試合終わってグループステージを突破できると思いますか。
いやもうとにかく一戦一戦ね目の前の勝利を勝ち取っていかなければいけないと僕はこの6試合を 90分のゲームにたどり着いた時に今日で前半が終わるんだという話をしてて、残りの後半の戦い方っていうのはね、ゲーム90分の中での後半の戦い方と同じで、今リードしているような状況ですけど、このリードを保ちながら本当に、進めることができるのかというところをね、みんなと作り上げていかなければいけないと思います。
ครับก็ตามที่คุยกับนักเตะนะครับก็เราจะยังต้องโฟกัสแต่ละนัดเหมือนเดิมนะครับซึ่งตรงนี้เองครับแม้ว่าตอนนี้เราจะเริ่มต้นครึ่งทางแรกได้ดีครับแล้วก็มีโอกาสลุ้นเป็นจ่าฝูงอยู่ตรงนี้แต่คือเราก็ยังต้องมีสมาธิกับการเล่นของเราเหมือนเดิมแล้วก็เตรียมพร้อมสำหรับ3 นัดที่เหลือครับ
So I think it's too soon to coach. It's too soon for us to say that we deserve to win first place. For now, we just have to focus game by game. But obviously, started the first 3 games of the group stage with 2 wins and 1 draws is pretty good season. Pretty off to a good start for us. And so for now, we have to focus on the next 3 games, one game at a time.
ก็เป็นอีกเกมหนึ่งที่ตัวสำรองสร้างความแตกต่างได้ครับแล้วก็โค้ชเจสันวิทก็ชมอิทธิพลของตัวสำรองในเกมนี้ไม่ทราบว่าภาคครึ่งมีการคุยกับตัวสำรองยังไงครับถึงสามารถโชว์ฟอร์มแล้วก็มีผลต่อเกมได้ขนาดนี้ครับ
この試合の一つの起点になったのが後半から入ったサブメンバーの選手たちですけれども、今までこういうそのメンバーを変えて、結果につながったこともあって今日はハーフタイムはどういうふうに選手とコミュニケーションしたか教えてもらえますか。
最初言ったようにスタートのメンバーがねなんかうまいことしなければいけないというようなところで仕掛けの部分の鋭さ欠いて逆に相手に悪い取られ方をしてね相手にも勢いを与えてしまってた45分だったんで自分たち次第だという話をしました。まずボールが動いているうちにもっと連動性を高めようという話をしてでそれが2点目取ってからは機能し始めたなという感じです。
ครับก็ความจริงวันนี้ครับ11 คนแรกที่ลงสนามครับอาจจะเหมือนกดดันตัวเองมากไปว่าตัวเองต้องทำผลงานออกมาให้ดีอะไรอย่างนี้ก็เลยเล่นไม่เป็นธรรมชาติเท่าไหร่ซึ่งตอนที่เปลี่ยนตัวครึ่งหลังครับก็ไม่ได้จะเน้นอะไรกับตัวสำรองขนาดนั้นครับก็คือพยายามที่จะสื่อสารว่าเราควรจะต้องเล่นกันแบบเดิมดึงสติดึงสมาธิทุกคนกลับมาครับว่าไม่ใช่ว่าเราให้ฝากบอลให้เพื่อนแล้วเราจบแค่นั้นแต่เราคือจะต้องมีแอคชั่นต่อไปแล้วก็คนอื่นๆก็พร้อมที่จะแอคชั่นต่อเนื่องให้ทำงานเป็นลักษณะทำงานกันเป็นทีมเวิร์คให้ได้ครับ
So the first starting players, the 11 players, the coach said, seems like that they're pressuring themselves too much because they think that they should have outperformed them straight up right away, and so that's why we were off to a bad start. And during the second half, during this halftime, the coach said that the coach didn't directly say that the substitutes how substitute played, but more like motivating the team as a whole, encourage more teamwork, and say that for the substitute players they should learn so they have already seen what the first half played out, and they should try to make a difference when they came in the second half, and they should not just look at how they play the ball, but how the second actions, like what they are going to do with the ball afterwards, and so yes, encouraging more teamwork.
今日のようなプランでメンバーを構成したときに、もちろん、普段リーグ戦からねレギュラーでやってた選手たちっていうのは非常に前半のサッカーをうまくカバーしてね変えてくれたと。ただ前半のメンバーはそれに対してまず勝つためにねチャレンジしてくれた。でそれがうまくいかないときにカバーできるこのチームっていうのもまたこれはチームの一つのあり方で、そういう意味ではやはり今日のタンなんかはねものすごくゲームを引き締めてくれたし、逆にいい勝ち方っていうのもね最後演出したあたりがやっぱり彼はそういったものを 分かってるなというところをまた実感できたゲームだったと思います。
แต่สิ่งหนึ่งที่คุยกับทางนักเตะเสมอครับก็คือว่าการที่เราจะต้องผ่านการแข่งขันที่ค่อนข้างถี่แล้วก็ต่อเนื่องอย่างนี้ให้ได้ครับคือเราจะต้องรวมทีมกันเป็นหนึ่งเดียวให้ได้แล้วก็วันนี้ก็คือตามแผนตั้งแต่แรกก็คือว่าจะมีการพักนักเตะมีการหมุนเวียนนักเตะให้คนอื่นลงไปสนามบ้างแต่ไม่ว่าผลการแข่งขันจะเป็นยังไงพอตัวสำรองลงไปต้องทดแทนได้ซึ่งวันนี้จากผลการแข่งขันที่ออกมามันก็แสดงว่าเราสามารถทำแบบนั้นได้ระดับหนึ่งโดยเฉพาะถ้าจะต้องก็คือขอถึงสหรัฐนะครับที่ลงมาแล้วช่วยคอนโทรลแล้วก็คุมให้เรากลับมาเล่นแบบในรูปแบบของเราเหมือนเดิมได้
So as the coach have said, the fixtures of the ACL group stage are very close to each other. It's played many back-to-back games, so the players have acknowledged that they have to be able to replace each other all the time and we should be able to rotate the squad every game. And as you have seen in the starting lineups, today we started out with a couple of rotational players, with a couple of regularly starting players, and the coach would like to give a round of applause to Sarash. He came in the second half and he really made a difference. He was able to control the game really well and make a difference for us in the second half.
So any quick question for the local media มีคำถามเพิ่มเติมจากพี่ๆสื่อมวลชนอีกไหมครับ Okay I think so that's all thank you PG Pathum United and all the best for the next game